KC's silence post Villa is so deeply admirable. And there is a much bigger and deeper lesson that we can all stand to learn with how we respond to the way the public perceives us. When people have a deep misunderstanding of who you are, the natural inclination is to defend yourself, to show the truth of your heart and the purity of your intention. But when those same people are dedicated to misunderstanding you, they're committed to not knowing the truth of who you are because it is much safer for them to stick to the narrative and the idea that they have of you in their heads. There's nothing you can say or do to convince them otherwise. And so the only course of action is to let them think whatever they think. And Casey's actions are giving the public the space to do just that. Throughout the season of Love Island, Casey was repeatedly spoken over, belittled, questioned, ridiculed, silenced, and reduced to a stereotype of what society thinks a young Black man should be. But the beautiful thing about his presence in return to the real world is that he has now reclaimed that silence on his own terms. This young man has every single right to be upset and to speak publicly about his mistreatment. I mean, you have major news publications and multi-million-dollar brands using his name and his likeness to perpetuate a rhetoric that he himself doesn't even uphold. That is so deeply irresponsible of them. But we know that social media encourages trend participation. People gravitate towards what everyone is talking about. We don't often realize the human cost of these trends, especially when the trend is someone's public humiliation. In today's day and age, your reputation is your currency. And so when people are assigning motives to you, questioning your character, and turning you into a symbol of their own frustrations, any sane person would run in to do damage control, to try to alleviate some of the misguided pressure that's being put on you. And that is exactly why I so greatly respect how Casey's moving right now. Because instead of trying to correct everyone, he is, hopefully, I would assume, being surrounded by his family and his loved ones, people who know him at his core, who know his heart and his spirit, so that he doesn't internalize all these stories that are circulating around him, but he continues to write his own story for himself. Public opinion may be loud, but it is not your truth. It has no say on who you are within because you determine that for yourself. And it is so important for you not to allow every bit of commentary to try to mold you into some idea or concept that does not belong to you. Because if you do, you will spend the rest of your life trying to become or not become whatever the internet has assigned to you. And the way to resist that is to remain anchored in who God, who your soul has destined you to be. And it takes effort and choice and a commitment to yourself to stay on this path. But it is one of the most fulfilling journeys that you can embark on in your life. Now, I find it both highly ironic and deeply divine that Trinity's mocking of Casey's tattoo has become this running joke amongst the viewers and the Islanders. But that just lets me know that y'all have no clue of the weight and the gravitas of the words in that poem. And the fact that he chose to inscribe the very mindset and tenet that he's being called to embody, woof, that is divine orchestration, y'all. And it is so beautiful to witness. And so, just like the late, great Maya Angelou said, I'm so sorry if they've been trying to disparage one of your greatest works of art. Just like she said, you may write me down in history with your bitter, twisted lies. You may trod me in the very dirt, but still, like dust, I'll rise. Sending so much love to Casey, Titi, and both of their families.